Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waiting nearly 20 years for your biggest dream to finally come true. Imagine standing on the biggest stage in the world as a child, falling short, trying again as a teenager, nearly grabbing victory but watching it slip away, only to come back as a grown woman, carrying new life, and finally claiming the crown you've chased your entire life. That's the story of Jessica Sanchez, who has just won America's Got Talent Season 20, 13 years after her unforgettable run on American Idol. This is a story of resilience, heartbreak, redemption, and destiny. And today we're going to walk through every moment that led Jessica Sanchez to this full-circle triumph. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to CelebSpill, where we bring you the most emotional and inspiring celebrity journeys every single day. Jessica Sanchez first stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2006 when she was just 9 years old. She was tiny, shy, and barely tall enough to hold the microphone properly. But the second she began to sing, her voice silenced the audience. It was raw, emotional, and way beyond her years. Back then, Jessica didn't win AGT. In fact, she didn't even make it past the semifinals. But that moment was just the beginning of something bigger. The judges saw potential. America saw a little girl with a gift. And Jessica saw a future where her voice would take her places she couldn't yet imagine. For most kids, rejection at that age would have ended the dream. But for Jessica, it lit a fire. She kept singing, kept training, and kept pushing forward, determined that one day the world would know her name. Fast forward 6 years later. In 2012, Jessica Sanchez was no longer the 9-year-old child prodigy. She was now a 16-year-old powerhouse stepping onto the stage of American Idol Season 11. From the very first audition, she stunned the judges. Week after week, she delivered jaw-dropping performances that left fans speechless. By the time she reached the finale, Jessica was a household name. But in one of the most shocking outcomes in Idol history, Jessica finished runner-up to Phillips. Many fans believed she had been robbed. Social media exploded with support, and even the judges, including Jennifer Lopez, praised her as one of the best singers to ever grace the Idol stage. And yet, despite the heartbreak of falling short once again, Jessica didn't give up. She toured the world, collaborated with artists, and even built a strong fan base overseas. But in the US, her career didn't skyrocket the way many expected. The road got tougher. And for a while, it seemed like Jessica's dream of superstardom might remain just out of reach. After Idol, Jessica faced what so many talented singers go through, the reality of the music industry. Record deals didn't pan out, songs didn't chart the way fans had hoped, and slowly the spotlight faded. For years, Jessica worked quietly, often under the radar, still performing, still writing, but not in the headlines the way she once was. To many, it looked like her story had ended in 2012. But behind the scenes, Jessica never lost faith. She knew she had more to give, and deep inside, she was waiting for the right moment, the right stage, and the right story to finally tell. That moment came in 2025, when Jessica Sanchez made the bold decision to return to where it all started, America's Got Talent. This time, she wasn't a child. She wasn't even a teenager chasing dreams. Jessica was 30 years old, a woman who had lived through disappointment, heartbreak, and lessons of life. Even more inspiring, she stepped on stage 9 months pregnant, with a medical team standing by in case she went into labor mid-performance. Her voice, stronger and richer than ever, carried not just talent, but also life experience. Every note told a story, every song carried years of struggle and hope. Week after week, she left the audience in tears, and the judges in awe. By the time the finale rolled around, Jessica was no longer just a contestant. She was the story of the season, a woman who had come full circle, and when host Terry Crews announced her name as the winner of America's Got Talent Season 20, the crowd erupted. Jessica Sanchez had finally done it. For Jessica, this wasn't just about the $1 million prize, though that certainly helps as she prepares to welcome her first child. This was about closure, about destiny. 19 years after first stepping onto that same stage as a little girl, Jessica Sanchez finally proved to the world, and to herself, that dreams may take time, but they are always worth chasing. Through tears, she thanked her fans, her family, and the judges who believed in her. And in that moment, Jessica's story became more than just about music. It became about resilience, motherhood, and the beauty of never giving you. Jessica Sanchez's journey reminds us that sometimes life doesn't follow the timeline we expect. Sometimes the dream you had as a child takes decades to come true. But when it does, it's all the more powerful. From 9 years old to 30 years old. From idol runner-up to AGT champion. From heartbreak to triumph. Jessica Sanchez has written one of the most inspiring comeback stories in reality TV history. And now, the world waits to see what comes next for this extraordinary singer and soon-to-be mother. If Jessica's story inspired you, make sure to hit subscribe to CelebSpill, where we bring you the most powerful, emotional, and unforgettable celebrity journeys. Because stories like these are proof that no matter how long it takes, dreams do come true.